I'm gonna undeafen.
Kapit na rin ako sa other brands.
So,
So,
so
nagkakaroon ako ng
guys, I think they're talking over something else,
Oh!
but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're just done with the introductions, and I guess I'll move it over to the next scene so you can see who's talking tonight. Let's go.
Oh, we're actually done talking. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, we're already done. We're already done.
That's
Thanks for
everything.
having
Alright.
me, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Right, Josh, wanna introduce our guest today?
No.
No.
No, okay.
God.
Yes, that's it.
I did a slight
How-
introduction already to.
Okay.
her,
Oh,
yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
Kaylin had it. Kaylin
Yeah.
had this, man.
I was not. I didn't have the stream on right now.
You didn't
All
have
right.
to say anything.
So
It's fine.
episode 2, you thought we would just do one episode. We're back with episode 2. Josh and I are wearing dark blue tonight.
Yep.
So we are so thankful that we have a guest today. Our first, not to say Josh isn't legit, right? But
Yeah.
he's part of the team.
Mhm.
So our first outside guest, Inyona, right?
Inyona.
Oh, there, Inyona. So sorry. It was all going so well before.
Were you practicing while I was deafened?
No, we were actually just talking.
No.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Right. So before Kaylin cut to us, Inyona was talking about what she's up to now. And do you wanna talk more about that?
Sure.
Her
Welcome to my
career.
show. Una sa lahat. Hi.
This is your show, though. It is your show.
This is the show.
So, ito. We were talking about what I do for a living. So, bukod kasi sa... Ewan ko, we talked about a lot of stuff while you were gone.
Yeah.
And so,
I was gone for 5
2
minutes.
hours worth. But yeah.
But we did talk about a lot of things.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So I was telling them about what I do for a living now, and yun nga, I'm in esports now. I'm a tournament organizer, and yun, I think medyo interesting yun, pero interesting din yung backstory because before I was actually a tour organizer for schools. So we didn't know, pero yung mga schools, they don't just throw field trips or like school tours or retreats. They actually have someone or a company behind that event na nag-organize. So we're in charge of the buses, of making sure that you get there on time.
So
Things like
they're
even
not
the
like
food.
they
No,
can't just randomly say we're going to the Gardenia factory. And
Yeah, let's just bring the students there. Hindi, wala.
Yeah.
There are people behind those who organize everything. So that's what my parents did for a living. And then I ended up managing parang an extension of that business. So we had an exhibit slash science museum in Okada before. So basically that was me saying, okay, ayoko maging tour organizer, pero dalhin nyo sa akin lahat ng mga schools nyo. So, that's what happened. So, yun lang. Ever since the pandemic started, nawala lahat yun. We've been living with zero income for like more than a year now. Since walang field trip, walang classes, walang kahit ano. So, ayun. Nag-switch ako sa esports. Ang layo, di ba? Pero from tour organizer, I'm now a tournament organizer.
You just had to add an amount.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sounds alike.
Diba? Such a no-brainer. Like, basics, diba?
I like how we're like using the same joke.
Yeah, we just did it earlier.
I did hear these jokes. They're new to me.
It's awkward for us.
They're new to me.
Yeah.
Especially for me because
Perfect.
I'm like repeating the whole story. So
Yeah.
ganun karami. But yeah, for Kaylin, we're doing this. So ayun nga, now I organize tournaments for a living. You can go follow 8 esports if you're watching. So you can
Esports.
you can check
8
out some of our
esports.
mini tournaments, and we have big leagues coming. We have 2 tournaments in the works. One for a brand and one for, another community, the LCIF community. And I'm also throwing like a weekly tournament for everyone who wants to join. Just
What
for
game?
any
Ah.
game that you want for the week. So sometimes I
Oh, I
ask
see.
them what they want. So yun, for this week we're having Mobile Legends. And ayun, that's actually how I met Kaylin from our Valorant.
We're trying to keep your anonymity,
Oh,
so let's.
right. But
I have
Well,
no idea.
there goes the
well,
anonymity.
well,
Well,
well.
That's how you met one of us, or was it me? Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear
Ah.
anything. Yeah, we've met before.
Yeah.
it's a good thing that I was
me.
the one who asked for that.
Yeah,
This
I
is
mean,
me.
if it's fine with you, I mean, you know.
yeah. I'm just trying to remind you as well, you know.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Good job, Kaylin.
Yeah, because I feel like in a span of like 2 hours, I'm gonna end up oversharing. So like, I need you guys to,
Okay.
tell me when I'm.
Mm.
You'll
I
be
mean,
fine.
we wouldn't know if you're oversharing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I-
guess so.
We
Yeah.
don't know. I just met you
I
today.
mean, we don't know.
I
We
have
actually
no
don't know you.
We actually don't.
But wait, I think I am oversharing. 'Cause you met me for like what, 20 minutes, and you already know
Yeah.
what I did before, what I'm doing now.
I mean, if it's your personality,
That took me
Yeah,
days to
true.
get out of her, guys. What the fuck?
it's,
It's the
Right.
the podcast.
yeah, it's the
Good.
vibe. It's the vibe.
The vibe.
Mhm. Don't blame yourself.
Right, so yeah, so are you enjoying organizing
Yeah.
these sports?
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I did not expect this to be something that I can earn money from. Like, I thought it
So
was
it's
just
quite lucrative.
yeah.
lucrative thing.
So I
Awesome.
mean, but yun nga, nakakat yung time for playing because you know what they say, you go into esports and you think you have time to play, but you really don't. You
You
just
have less
watch other
time.
people play. But then again, we need to work. And
Yeah.
at least I'm having fun, and it's
Mhm.
really nice to meet people from the industry, especially
Mhm.
from someone like me who came from like a whole different
Yeah, an
industry. Now,
unrelated. Yeah.
diba? And now somehow I'm planting the roots of our brand, and it makes me happy. So
Yeah.
earlier, you guys were asking me the top
Yeah,
three.
I like how you're
Yeah,
transitioning.
why?
But all right. Like,
Let her. She's doing the story. She's running the story. Let's go. I'm gonna sit down
yeah,
and like.
no, you love it.
Really
Yeah,
good,
but
really good.
thanks, guys. Thank you. But I mean, earlier you guys were asking me the three things that
Mm.
you know made my week. Actually, hindi
Yeah.
ko ma-fit sa three kasi good things keep happening. Wow!
You can go more than
Yeah, you can
three.
keep going.
And earlier you were like, paano kung walang good thing?
Oh,
Sad girl. Sad girl effect. Pero,
Alright, so yeah, I wanna enumerate the first three first and then
diba, the first three, I mean, nasa perspective. Kasi while I was, blabbering about my life earlier for like 20 minutes, I realized, nasa perspective yun eh. Like, good things keep happening. I mean,
oh you learned
na-realize
something
ko,
already.
yeah,
Right?
guys,
We're
we're
done
so
here.
good. We're good. Let's go. We're going. End
Bye.
stream.
Our
End
job is
stream.
done.
Let me just transition this out.
Alright.
I'm just kidding.
Alright, so it's nasa perspective. What do you mean by that? Nasa
I mean,
perspective.
nasa perspective. I mean, syempre we have our sad girl, sad boy moments. I mean, not to except for people who are really, diagnosed as, depressed or what. But
Sad
like,
boy.
but
Sad
like
boy.
there are people. Sometimes I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I have those tendencies to be like, I mean, too negative about the things that happens in my life. So sometimes I tend to forget about what's happening, the little things that are happening in my life. So
It's good you're
kanina,
aware.
diba, I was talking about how I was able to plant seeds for the brand, and things like that. And then you were asking me, kanina you were telling us paano kung wala. Eh, diba? Yeah, and then I was like, yeah, oo nga, no? I mean, ang arte ko dun, ah. Pero, sad girl na. Then I keep talking about the good things that were happening to my career, like, my everyday life, And yung top 3 ngayon parang, hindi na siya top 3. Kasi, ang hindi lang, hindi lang pala yun eh. And bukod dun, I mean, from the career, my family is okay. Wala kaming COVID. My sister
Mhm.
celebrated her birthday. Nag-cheat day ako.
Like happy birthday.
Just,
Oh, cheat day.
the best. Top one. Di, joke lang. Top.
Are you
Top
a health
one.
buff? Are you a health buff?
Actually, hindi. Just like-
You just on a diet.
Ako lang,
Yeah.
ang
Keto,
proud,
right?
nakaka-proud lang sabihin na nag-cheat day. Di, joke. Hindi, but like, I do keto because I'm busy slash lazy to work out,
Mhm.
but I need to lose the extra weight kasi nga,
That's
lagi
how
na ako
you maintain. You're trying to maintain like your weight.
kailangan nakaupo sa computer. So,
Mm.
kailangan ko din. Ang hirap kasi I love food. Like, food is the best. Ayun yung love
Yeah,
language ko. Yun yung...
I eat food. I eat food like every day. I love it.
Same, sure.
You guys also what?
What?
Oh,
Ay, nako.
I never knew that.
Commercial na, please. Ayoko na. Di siya.
we need a sponsorship
I'd
from
break.
some
I'd break.
food. Oh, wait.
Alright.
Who sponsored us
Alright,
recently?
but how's so you're happy about the cheat day? What else? So what else are you
Actually, this
what else
show.
made your week?
This show.
Yeah, the show.
Yeah.
Hinahanap
Oh,
ng
you
sagot
heard
niya.
You heard it here, folks. Now going to an ad break. There's this new and up and coming podcast. Awesome. Yeah, we're so happy though to have you
Yeah.
here. Like
Aw.
just
Really
like we talked for. It's funny how we keep saying we talked for 20 minutes. I really talked for 5 minutes.
Oh,
That was
I
like-
was gone for
that was
like
Yeah.
I don't understand, guys. How did you get
Yeah.
this out? So
We talked a lot. It was
We
like
just asked
4
her how
topics.
she is.
It was like
That's it.
yeah, that's 4 topics per minute or something. I don't remember what that rate was. But we're so we're so pumped that you have our
the
first
energy so
outside
high.
yeah like I'm glad that you're able to realize nga na you have a lot of things to be thankful for this week.
Mhm.
I mean, yun nga, especially, yun nga, kahit hindi niya pinilit, promise. Pero this show, this show, is the highlight
Yeah,
of
wait,
our-
why were you looking forward to the show? That's what I'm wondering.
Actually, sobrang random kasi.
Mhm.
Last minute din.
Mhm.
Pero, it's fun kasi I have, an extra set of ears na pwedeng makinig sa akin. Whatever about my life. I mean, I have friends, pero they already know the things that I'm telling you guys.
Yeah.
And to see you guys so happy to know something about me kahit di nyo naman ako kilala.
Yeah, I
It's
still
fine.
don't know your name.
But you know my
IG,
background.
Facebook, Twitter. Do you guys want anything?
But I know your job. You used to work in Okada.
Oh my god, you know the meme. You know
She has
my
an
name, not my
exhibit.
story.
Well, now we know her story, not her name.
That's quite literally. No, I do remember your name, but
Exactly
yeah,
what's happening now.
yeah. Sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, this is a really fun. Like, it's a
Mhm.
different kind of environment, no?
Mhm.
Like, if it wasn't a podcast, and then imagine Kalen just invited some person to talk to us
We're just
in
drinking at his
private.
place.
That would be weird.
Nice.
Like, that'd be so random.
Like, hey, you want a new friend? Hi.
Wait, pero I mean, ngayon it's actually hard to find new friends. Oh,
Mm.
new topic. New
Mhm.
topic, guys. Paano ka magme-make friends during the pandemic?
I like how you're asking us the question.
Yeah, why is she asking us?
Okay.
We actually touched on this last week, though. We did
It's
touch on
my
this last
show.
week.
Yeah,
It's-
it's related to last week now.
Sorry.
How do you make
Take-
friends during the
Take two
pandemic?
direct. Sorry, direct.
No. I
No,
mean,
no,
it's
it's
great.
okay, it's okay.
It's great because you told us earlier that you were listening to last week's episode.
Yeah.
So it's cool that your questions also related to
Mm.
last week's episode.
Yeah, because
So
I
how
remember,
do you make friends during the pandemic?
What do you remember?
Josh,
No, wait. What does she remember?
I think I remembered you were talking about how to maintain the friendships that you have.
Mm.
Yun. So ngayon, I'm not sure if, ayun nga, do you make new friends? Like, how do you put yourself out there and like network or make new friends when you're literally inside your house? That was
No.
something I wanted to ask during your.
Mm.
I was actually busy, so I was listening to your show
Mm.
while I was working. So, guys, now I have the
Well,
chance.
Josh said last week that he did make new friends during the pandemic, so you weren't listening well enough.
What a call out.
I love this show so
Yeah,
much.
all right. No, but yeah, but
So great.
yeah. So wait, so Josh,
Yeah.
Josh didn't actually go in depth
Into
as to
detail,
how he
yeah.
made
Into
those
how?
friends.
Yeah, he didn't talk about
Yeah,
how.
we just know they're new friends. So yeah, Josh, how did you make those new friends?
It's connections, eh. It's mutual friends connecting the friends. Kunyari, in my situation, it was a friend who invited me to play an MMO. So I jumped into their Discord. Tapos,
Fantasy Star
ayun,
Online too.
yeah. Yun, magkasama na sila dun sa group na yun. Tapos sumama ako. Tapos, nag-check naman yung vibe. So, I got new friends.
Okay, so like through
Yeah.
like mutual friends, through
Yeah.
introductions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Ganun
sense.
din sa GTA RP actually. Like, I've made new friends there as well.
Friends of friends.
And yeah, friends of friends din yung ano. Like, for example, I work sa GTA RP as an EMS. So, I've made...
What?
Yeah,
What's an EMF?
He's basically emergency
EMS.
response.
Emergency,
Ah, okay, wow. Mhm.
emergency medical service.
Yeah,
Something.
Yeah. So that's my job there. Tapos
Yeah.
I've met and made new friends just
What
by...
yung mga victims?
not
Oh,
just
it's
victims,
okay.
the
I'll fix
staff.
you up. Just be my friends first.
Okay.
Wait. Compressions.
What?
Yeah.
That's
how-
so
how
cool.
I make friends,
And yeah, actually, like just to share my experience, early on in this pandemic, so like last year when
Yeah.
Valorant just came out, we
Yeah.
all got into it, right? I made friends with Josh's friends. Like
I didn't
Yeah.
even know who
friends
Diero
through
was.
Yeah.
playing Valorant.
Yeah. Also with that, yung first friend ko sa Valorant ko lang na-meet si Angel.
Ooh.
And then
Yeah,
and her little brother.
and her little brother. I just met them in Spike Rush. I was nice
That's
and
Dude.
cute.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is so cool.
I was just saying she kept apologizing for her performance. I was like, nah, bro, it's okay. I didn't even know what she was, but then like I didn't know kung ano siya nun.
Kung ano siya, kung tao ba siya?
Tao ba siya?
What
Yeah.
creature?
Sage
I
main,
was just-
bro.
Yeah. So I was just saying, you don't need to apologize. We're just playing Spike
Yeah,
Rush.
it's
And
so
then
cool.
and then she added me as a friend, and then
And then
next
they
thing I know,
play.
I'm mentoring her little brother.
Yeah, as in like she found Josh so nice, she introduced her little brother to him,
Kasi
and then
it needs to be nice. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how you make new friends. I mean,
as in
ako din-
sometimes when kahit
Wait,
I'm
guys,
online,
she's
right, I'm
answering her own
Josh's
question.
friend.
She's answering her own question.
Oh.
What?
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Let them talk.
Yeah, there. Yeah, it's our show. Who said?
I'm the host here.
Ano ba tong inyona na to?
Okay, yeah.
No, yeah, you're saying it pays to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you answered your question. But then,
No.
are you wondering like how to find like random? Actually, Josh also answered that. How to find
I'm
random?
not.
Like, sorry.
What?
No, actually, like make meaningful like friends. Because it's easy to find like new playmates or like duos, but like
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want?
like meaningful friends. And I find it weird, but I consider you guys as my friends now because you know so much about
Yeah, actually, I consider you a
Yeah,
friend.
I consider you a friend as well.
More than acquainted, like you're acquainted, but I know you're. Well, aside from like I don't know your name, but I know you're like where you work. And all.
I mean, if you want to talk
You know the
about
other
something like
details.
that,
I know the other
um,
details.
I can
Yeah,
talk
other-
about the start of this pandemic where I did make friends as well through games, and these friends are actually some of the people that I know are going to stay in my life because I would. At the start of the pandemic, I was playing Valorant like the rest of the boys. I met a lot of people, and then I don't want to drop any names, but I met friends of friends, and I would always hang out on them with Discord. We would be together during my classes, their classes. We'd stream our classes. We just hang out. We'd all answer questions. It's so stupid. And eventually we started opening up more. We started talking about actual real life things. I think just like in before pre-COVID and everything, it really is just meaningful time. even if it's online, meaningful time, and
Yeah.
whatever you do spending, whatever you do when you spend that time, it's not just playing video games together. It's the acts of just bonding.
Yeah, and even if you're
Mm.
just playing video games together, it could still be meaningful, diba? Because you
Mm.
Yeah.
make those like
If you want something like a formula to it, there's some. I heard this from something. Is like
yung
doing something.
question 20 questions or
No, 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 no. It's doing something awkward with the person and then watching how they react to it. Because
Right.
if you're like opening up to a person, right? It's a pretty awkward situation, but then it's on them how to react to that awkward situation.
yeah.
So with that awkward situation, sabihin ko na, uy, bro, usap tayo saglit. Ano, nag-confess kasi ako dito sa girl na to eh. Parang awkward pag kunyari hindi mo
Yeah.
kilala. Tapos it depends on how they react to that situation na it can deepen the relationship or it can like
It can let you know that
yeah,
maybe
Yeah,
maybe
this is
they're not into that.
yeah.
they're
They
not for
don't want
you.
to go deep with you, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Dude, this reminds me of our org in college, Josh.
Oo.
It's very much like our org.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
and
one
it
is.
actually reminds me of my social life before, because
Mm.
I mean, I still am obviously an extrovert, so
Mm.
I pretty much open up easily. Hindi ba halata?
Mm.
Pero,
Halata naman eh.
Parang
Yeah, you already consider us your friends.
Hi, friend.
Ang assuming mo, ah.
grabe.
Honestly. Don't
That's
leave, don't leave.
mean.
Anyway,
I
sorry,
think
you were
it's a good
saying.
time 'cause you're already bullying me.
I guess that makes us
Yeah.
friends. Yeah, you're saying so you're
Yeah, but like, it
extroverted.
reminds me of my social life before because I've yun nga, ulit-ulit. So,
Mm.
very open akong tao, and I have um friends from college. I have high school
Mm.
friends. I usually would hang out sa bilyaran and
Mm.
I drink a lot. So,
Yeah. Oh, I miss
mhm,
drinking.
college life. So, but ang dami nila, diba? So you get to
Mm.
meet a lot of people. You get to hang out with a
Mm.
lot of people. Some people you get to hang out a lot more kahit alam mong temporary friends sila.
Mm.
But usually, in the back of my head, I classify them as my inuman friends, which I know
Yeah.
I hang
Oh.
out only when I drink, and then
Mhm.
I have my like constants, which are
Yeah.
like sometimes my high school friends and some of
Mhm.
my college friends. But like, and it's easy kasi for me, the formula then is kind of similar with what you said. You
Mhm.
do something, you share something awkward, or you do something awkward with that person, and then I mean, you measure like how deep that friendship
Mm.
would go. I mean, that's what happens with me as an introvert. Kasi I think if you're an introvert, usually you just wait for the perfect time to open
Mhm.
up, and if you feel like you're comfortable enough. Ako naman, complete opposite. Like, I open up immediately. Like, this is me. This is my life. Ito yung kanan ko.
Mhm.
Hello, what's good? And if you act differently, I know that alright, hindi to yun. I know
Yeah.
na ikaw nandito ka lang sa isang parang pile ng friends ko. But it's fine, it's fine. And, oh, actually, it reminds me of something that I wanted to talk about.
Mm.
It's,
Okay.
di ba, it's me
Yeah,
transitioning
go
again. Woo!
Yeah, go
transition.
ahead,
Good.
go ahead.
Excellent
Next scene,
transition.
guys. No, but it reminds me of something I wanted to talk about, and that's how people are in your life exactly when they're supposed to be, and how people are sometimes temporary and it's okay. So that's
Yeah.
something that I want to talk about kasi I
Yeah, that's a
remembered,
good topic.
'di ba? Usually kasi um sa age reveal, hindi ko alam yung age nyo guys, but like sa age natin, I'll assume that we're all,
Same
the
tayo
same
lahat.
age.
Hmm.
Same tayo lahat. Yeah.
Sa age
Oh,
natin,
Hmm.
you're 18 also?
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All
Okay.
right, all right. We got it. We got it. Nice.
All right, all right.
Exactly. Pag 18 ka kasi,
Mm.
pag 18 ka kasi,
Yeah.
this is the time when you're trying to figure out who you're trying to be in the
Yeah.
future. Pero, I mean, it sounds so far, but you're almost there. I mean, kumbaga nasa few steps ka na nung hagdan papunta sa who you're going to be in the future. And it sounds like a lot of pressure, pero hindi, walang pero. It is. It actually is. It's
It is
pressuring
a
and
lot of pressure.
scary, and a lot of times it actually depends on who you're with.
Mm-hmm.
So, yun nga sinasabi na, it's best to surround yourself with people, blah, 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 blah. But
Mhm.
in my opinion, sometimes you don't have control over who those people are. And if you are a believer, or if you believe in God or the universe or whatever, or whoever,
Mhm.
you know that there are certain people that are put in your life
At the
for a certain purpose at a
yeah
certain time in your life.
yeah
And that is actually what's going to define, and it's going also going to hint what kind of person you're going to be in the future. So sometimes you ask, why are there no, annoying or negative people in my life right now? And it doesn't mean na magiging negative ka or magiging ganon ka, but the way you respond or react to that person's negativity, or like the bad things that they're doing, defines who you're going to be in the future. And bigla kayong naging seryoso kasi naging seryoso din ako. so,
that's
We're
so
like,
you're
yun.
just really
keep going, keep
listening.
going, keep going,
I'm taking notes actually.
keep going, keep going.
But yeah, I really believe kasi sometimes we tend to question, um I remember this person, I like this person a lot, and I was at that moment I thought he was going, or she was going to be in my life. For
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
I thought that
Mhm.
he or she was going to be in my life forever, or like longer. But then we realized that tapos na kasi yung purpose niya. Tapos na yung purpose niya sa life mo nung time na yon. And that person, believe it or not, was exactly what you needed during that time. So, I mean, to make it make sense, kasi medyo random, words of wisdom lang siya. I will share with you the story of my
Okay.
love life. Charot.
Go ahead. Go
Of
ahead.
what?
Of my non-existent love life.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
So, guys, may talent fee to, ah. Yung
I already
so,
paid, right?
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Got it. De joke lang. Pero, this is something that most of my friends already know, but since you
Mhm.
guys, and if there are viewers who are interested in knowing, charot,
Mhm.
eto nga, bakit ko ba laging sinasabi that yung purpose nila is tapos na, or like nagawa na nila, or talagang nagka-purpose man sila?
Yeah.
Um, I have a history of, choosing very, very, very toxic men. Like, hmm.
For intimate
Hmm.
relationships,
Yep.
romantic relationships.
And
Okay.
sometimes hindi man sila toxic, we end up,
Being toxic.
releasing that side
Okay.
of
Mm.
each other. And wala lang. At first kasi you think, eto to, okay to eh. And then you end up seeing the bad sides, the negative
Yeah.
sides. And then you think to yourself afterwards, bakit nangyari sa akin yun? Bakit parang naging pang character development lang kami? Pero totoo eh. Totoo, it
Yeah.
happens. And
Yeah.
if I didn't, go through what I went through before, I would still be that dumb. I mean, stupid. I mean, yun nga, girl who keeps choosing the wrong men. And somehow it gives me peace na they were there for that purpose. And
For your personal development.
na hindi lang ako yung pinang character development.
Yeah.
Sorry, pero kasi, I mean, it's a given that the bad guys would, help in your personal development. But I never thought that a good guy would also be, you know, one of the main reasons why I became a better person.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, sanay ako na sobrang kalat nung breakup, sobrang
Mm.
kalat nung nangyari, that all you can pick up was negative things na,
Mhm.
okay, I learned this, I would never do that. Pero
Yeah. Like
ngayon,
what not to do and
yeah,
all
what
that.
not, it's
Mhm.
always what not to do and what to do. So,
Yeah.
nagulat ako because recently, not that recent, pero I actually met someone who was the complete opposite. And doon ko na sigurado yung mga words of wisdom na pinagsasabi ko kanina, that sometimes people are just there for you for that purpose that you need them to be like.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get somehow specific, pero that person was there when first situation was medyo magugulat kayo. Ewan ko kung magugulat kayo, but I was quarantined with my ex.
Mm.
Nagulat ako.
Okay.
I was quarantined with my ex. We ended up
Mhm.
living together through the full
Wow.
ECQ.
Wow.
Mm.
The
I
Wow.
first ECQ.
know the first
Damn.
ECQ. And
Okay.
during that time, he had a girl because
Damn.
we were,
Because you guys
still
were
like,
already broken up.
yes, sir.
Mm.
Wow.
But he was still here in my house.
Uh-huh. Oh, he's in your house.
Why was he in
Interesting.
your house? Okay, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Never mind. You
Interesting.
don't need to
Uh,
Okay.
answer that.
Family problem. He had a family problem, and
Okay, so
then
Mhm.
he was
it
okay.
wasn't, fixed yet. And then the pandemic happened, and we couldn't just, throw him out. That's, I mean,
Yeah.
kawawa naman siya.
Oh
Mhm.
wow.
And no one knew that it was going to be this long.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We didn't know by then that it was
Yeah.
going to last for like months.
Yeah.
The ECQ, I mean.
Mhm.
So we were literally stuck together, and that's when I met the good guy. That was when I met him.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna lie. At first, I didn't think it was going to be something, kasi I met him in the yellow app. That
Okay.
app.
The
Okay.
yellow app.
Uh-huh.
The yellow app. We were just talking, and um yun yung scenario number one, because he was there. I was a mess. Like, I was literally a mess.
Mhm.
Imagine waking up and seeing your freaking ex all day,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you're stuck at home.
Yeah, what a
And
scenario to be in.
I know.
Parang movie plot.
Yeah, it's the
And
Actually,
premise of a rom-com.
and he and then me finding out that he had another girl. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that that sucked. And
Mhm.
then, that's scenario number one for him being there at the right time. So the moment I felt like, yeah, this guy's nice, like he's okay, I told him immediately, like, bro, I'm living with my ex. like, like this, I don't know what you're gonna do with this information, but like, I'm
Yeah.
living with him right now.
How do
Like,
you react?
he was so nice. He was like, I mean,
Oh yeah,
I
that's
know
cool.
that. No,
oh yeah, that's
I
cool.
know.
Mhm.
I know that I've been telling this story for quite some time now, and people are
Mm.
like, "What the hell? Why did you let that happen? Like, why?" And for someone who's trying to flirt with you, that's obviously a red flag, and you would run, right? But
Mm.
his response was like,
Mm.
"Don't worry, I'm not gonna judge you. Thank you for telling me."
Ah, that's so
Mhm.
nice.
That's how I'd react. So.
Yeah.
Diba? And he was like, you know what? I can only see kindness from you and your family, and I feel bad for him, for what's happening, for his situation. I wouldn't want to be stuck in that situation as well. So immediately I was like, wow,
What a nice guy.
what
What
a
a
nice
nice dude.
guy.
Good guy. Good guy.
Yeah, but then I ended up, because I was a mess. So I noticed that I was only talking to him when I was sad.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. Hate me for it. I don't care. 'Cause
No judgment. No judgment.
Oh,
no,
No
but
judgment.
it was,
Yeah.
yeah, that was bad.
Mhm.
And then I stopped. I limited. I didn't ghost him. I just
Mhm.
limited my interactions with him
yeah.
Mhm.
until he felt like, no, this isn't working. And then he didn't ghost me too. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna take some time for myself." And then, yes, please take your time. And then that was, as healthy as it can get, because we were like open.
Hmm.
And again, another scenario for argument that I was talking about, how people are there exactly for the purpose that they're meant to have in your life.
Mhm.
And isa pa pala, oh my god, I forgot. The first day that we were
Mm.
talking,
Mhm.
Yeah.
he was just a random dude that I was talking to in the yellow app.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Actually, my I don't know why my voice is so high. It's like I'm hyped, but
Yes.
this is really sad. My grandfather passed
It's
away.
really sad to see the laugh.
Okay, okay.
Sorry.
Alright.
Just it's me. I mean, I laugh and it's awkward, but like
Mm.
my
Yeah.
grandfather passed away, and
Like the first
that
time
was
you talk to him.
yeah, that was the first day that I talked to him. The whole hospital, scenario, the whole having to explain to my family what was happening. I was there, like I was literally going through it during the ECQ. So that happened. My I was with my ex. We were in quarantine. My grandfather died.
Grabe. A lot happened
I
talaga.
know.
Mhm.
He was there, and he was there, and you know
Too
that
much.
feeling when there's
Yeah.
something something sad happened to you, and you don't want to talk to anyone because it
Mhm.
was too heavy to even open it up.
Mhm.
He was there. I mean, he was the exact person. I mean, he was the perfect person to tell that my I mean to open up to. Like,
Yeah.
Because he was a stranger.
yeah, he was the first person to find out that my grandfather passed away. he he was asking the whole time, if it's okay with you, can you please update me before he passed away. Like, can you please update me? And that's something, I mean, that I didn't expect from a stranger who I met like for the first
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
So that was, and again, another like perfect timing scenario. And then fast forward to my ex moving out. So GCQ na, move out na siya, let's
Yeah.
go.
Mhm.
And he came back. He went back. He went back.
Wait, he
Perfect
left
time.
and then he came back to your house?
No, no, I mean the good
The
guy.
good
The good
guy.
Ah,
guy.
okay.
Yeah,
The good
yeah,
guy.
The
yeah.
good guy came back.
The good
Okay.
guy came back. The good guy came back, and it was perfect again. Like, wow, how did you know? So,
As
um,
in, he reached out to you first.
yeah, he did. Like,
Mm.
Wow.
I know.
Sakto.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Tinext siya ng ex mo. Bro,
Bro,
ito
okay
na.
na, bro.
Okay
About
na bro, safe na bro.
Bro, uwi na ako, bro.
Ge, ingat, ge, ingat.
on
Ingat.
the way.
Imagine.
I-
But yeah. So he came back, perfect timing again, and how'd that go?
we ended up dating for 6 months, I think. 6 months, seven
Six
months.
Aw,
months? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
tagal din yun ah.
Yeah, yun nga. Pero, and then we became busy. We became
Mhm.
busy.
Mhm.
Um, you know how you don't have energy during the pandemic, and then you're starting a new business, and then
Mhm.
he's busy with work. He has work every day almost. He has like one day off. So like,
Wow.
Mhm.
yeah, that happened, and then bye bye. Um, and then yun nga, that's when I realized um the moment the time that we spent together, I was still a mess. Like, I wasn't really ready to
Hmm.
date
Committed.
again.
Mhm.
And he was just there to understand
Mhm.
like exactly what I needed. The support that he gave me, the support that I needed. So like, I don't know, again, another perfect timing scenario. And
Mhm.
Mhm.
I feel like if we forced it now, it's still not going to work. I mean, he's far, he lives far.
Mhm.
We're too busy, and I don't know, the responsibility that I have now doesn't actually even allow me to date people. So
The
like,
date?
yeah, to date. So
Mhm.
I'm glad that before the brand started gaining traction, or like I started being busy, we peacefully ended things. So now I don't have to worry about it, you know, blowing
Mhm.
up in my face while I'm busy with whatever I'm doing, because it was actually, I think it was meant to end eventually. So,
Mm.
yan lang. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Bye! This one. Yeah, a long
Thanks for sharing
backstory.
that, huh?
Yeah, thank you for saying that. That's a lot of
Sure.
things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, I told you I'm an open book.
But that's right. Like I do agree nga na there's some people that sometimes we just meet them once, right? And we just have
Mm.
like
That
sometimes
instant.
like a memorable moment with them.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then you never see them again. Then you when you look back, like, you know, you're glad that you still met them. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Uh-huh.
maybe part of you is kind of sad that you won't see them again or whatever. You can't get closer. But at least you had that moment, right? And at least for you, it was like 6 months of
Mhm.
That's a long
Of that.
time.
getting
That's
closer to this
fine.
guy.
Yeah,
Mm.
and I happen to have experienced before, forcing these types of relationships, not only with like love relationships, but with
Mm,
friends.
just
When you try
friendships.
to
Mm.
force being in that person's life, even though you
Mm.
know that it's well past its expiration date, you get that
Mm.
feeling that this
Yeah.
person is it's done. Like we were friends. For example, not that it happened to me, but like um
Mm.
we were really really good friends during college, but and if
Mhm.
you think about it,
Oh,
I needed that person to be with me during those times, and that person
Mm.
needed to be with me too to help with whatever
yeah.
things that uh the I mean she needed from me. But then if you I mean, and then I had an experience where I tried to force that relationship to still happen. Even with the love relationships, I had my fair share of karupukan, and I
Mm.
really tried to make it work, even though I know for a fact that it's not gonna work anymore. You're
Mhm.
supposed to move forward, and that's what gives us more pain, unnecessary pain, because it's
Trying to
already
force a
yeah,
relationship.
because it's already painful enough. I mean, growing is painful enough. Growing is not
Yeah.
supposed to be
Mm.
cute or like another a rom-com moment wherein you're like doing makeovers and like finally getting that promotion. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's actually uglier. Like you get
Yeah. Real life is uglier
yeah,
than
you
in
Very.
have
movies. Yeah.
legit pains that you can't even sometimes you can't even move. It's that painful. But it's something you have to go through, and you forcing relationships that are not going to happen is just going to add additional pain to that existing pain from growing. And it just sucks that we get to realize that now. It makes
Mm.
me want to stop growing and just be a kid without not knowing all these.
Yeah.
No,
But
it's life.
even kids grow, right? I mean,
Mm.
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess it's different when you're realizing all these other things. But it's
Mm.
part of it. But I guess the other side of that coin is at least you get to appreciate nga that the time, like knowing
Hmm.
what you know now, you get to appreciate the time you
Mm.
had with other people, and you get to appreciate the relationships you still have now, right? Instead of
Hmm.
just like when you're a kid, you're just
Mm.
hey, mom, dad, whatever.
Yeah. And if you actually look at it that way, it actually helps you, I mean, maneuver your way into like difficult situations in your life. Like for
Mm.
example, loss or like breakups or whatever. It makes it easier because now you know that it's part of, I mean, 10 years from now I'm not going to remember this. It's just going to be the memories that are going to stick. And sometimes especially now it's really hard. Break Oh my god, just having to break up with someone during the pandemic
Mm.
already,
Online, no.
it's
Mm,
hard. It's not
yeah.
it's not it's not
Mm.
easy.
Um.
um
Josh
Uh,
has some
let's we can keep
knowledge
moving
I
about
smell
forward
that.
and
I smell tea.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to
My
share?
girlfriend broke up with me during the pandemic. That's fine.
Oh, so how are you coping? I mean,
Huh? Friends pa rin naman kami. Good.
nice.
Yeah, you don't ask the questions here,
uh,
man.
but it's
We ask you
unfair.
questions.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
Actually, may question ako. How do you come across the idea there are people that are meant to leave. Like, where did you get that from?
Ah, because sometimes ako kasi the type of person that I am,
Mm.
I always look for a reason. I always I'm
Mm-hmm.
a very I mean how do you call that, uptight? Uh, Sometimes I
Mm.
always look for I mean I
But
want things to be
I'd say
uh
logical.
Hmm.
logical. I want it to be,
You want things to always have an explanation
yeah, and
behind
I
it.
Mm.
want it to
Always
happen
want to
my
know a
way.
why.
Yeah,
Mm.
and I always wanted I always want things to happen my way because I was
Mm.
so used to siguro
There's a
spoiled.
word
Mm.
for that.
Spoiled is the perfect term for that. Spoiled.
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra.
My
My
way.
way out.
Sige, I was the type of person that I am. I was always a Frank Sinatra. Okay ka na?
Okay, now. Let's wrap it up, boys.
The per-
Anyway,
Uh,
yeah.
I was always like that, and
Mm-hmm.
um, only when I started realizing that the moment I mean, asan na ba ako? The moment I started realizing that not everyone's going to stay, that not everything's going to happen my way, that there are some people. I
Sorry.
saw you
tatawa.
laughing.
Nakita ko yun, ah.
Kaya nga
My
eh.
no, because I heard my way again,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
thought
yeah, yeah.
Ah, I mean, when I mean, hindi ko na tuloy masabi.
sorry.
Things
My
going on
fault.
your way. Your way. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fine. It's
It's a funny show. What can we
Woo!
do?
So yun nga, doon ko na-realize that
Mm.
not everyone's meant to, stay, or like sometimes um because even though I wanted to have I want things to happen my way and people
you can't say it seriously now. What did you do, Diero?
and I want
Okay.
people to stay, na-realize ko it still keeps happening. Like why are people
Mm.
still leaving? Why do why is this why is this still happening to me? So I hate you. Need to go.
Sure, not friends anymore.
No.
But so you're saying it's like your experience, like basically life kept giving you this information nga, na people really won't stay
But you just
No.
or
didn't
leave.
want to accept that either.
You,
Is
Mm.
that
At
what it
things
first,
don't
is?
always go your way, and then
yeah.
you eventually just slowly
I just let it
accepted it.
go. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Mm.
another song.
It's very resilient of you to find
Yeah.
that reason behind the things happening around you.
Hmm.
It's, yeah.
Like I think it's good nga na you realize that and you learn to accept it. Like it's a to you it's like a fact of life, right? And then
Mm.
that also that molded nga this outlook you have, and yeah, I think
But
it. Sorry, I'll finish this thought first. Like it, the way I see it, it helped you like learn to appreciate relationships, even temporary ones, even just
Mm.
let's say this is the only time we'll ever talk ever. I'm sure you'll appreciate it because
Mm.
Are you
you know
sure?
that sometimes I'm pretty sure sometimes you don't, diba, you don't get to keep your relationships with
you
people.
don't get to force them to stay. That's something.
You don't,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you don't get to force them to stay. Well, pag ganun, it's out of our control, right? When
Yeah.
Mm.
And the moment you
things
let go
happen.
of that control, the easier life is going to.
Mm.
Not a
And I
hundred
think
percent.
that applies to a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
Aside from relationships,
Mm.
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
anything can happen in life.
Especially now. Actually, it didn't come easy. Like that thought. That
Mm.
mindset didn't come easy.
Mm.
I was literally stuck in like a cycle of toxic relationships, not just with guys, like with friends as well. I was stuck in that relationship.
Mhm.
I one of my one of the ways that I coped by before the pandemic.
Mhm.
Oh right, the pandemic actually helped me.
Mm. How so?
Right.
Okay.
Sorry, I just remembered it now. Because before, when I had problems, I would just leave. Like, go outside of the house, go somewhere with my friends, like, hang out
Mhm.
somewhere,
Mm.
Hmm.
leave. My immediate thought was just, I want to leave. but now I couldn't leave. Like
So you had to
So you had to
just
process
deal with them.
I
everything.
had to
Yeah.
Yeah.
process it. And one of
Mm.
the main, I mean, reasons for that as well was me being stuck with my ex.
Mm-hmm.
I told you earlier I was stuck with toxic
Yeah, that
relationships.
was a
Yep.
very extreme example,
If
and it
I didn't
actually
come out
happened to you.
better,
Yeah,
that would be this would be such a sad, guesting.
this would be a
I
different one. Yeah,
would be, and I
you
would
might
be.
not have even accepted.
I know I would just be a
What
sad
the?
person.
I
We
don't know.
invited her.
No, yeah, that's right. She might not have accepted the invite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
Oh.
would have been a totally different person. Because I was for quite some time. My last ex wasn't just the only toxic ex. I had multiple. If you
Mm.
know me personally, you could ask my friends. They hate my choice of men. Like I always end up doing that, which is something that I realized I was doing because I was too busy running away from my problems. And you know, I was so, I mean, I wanted to have control over the things that were happening in my life,
Mm.
and somehow I was treating men like drugs, like problematic men like drugs,
Mm,
like that they were the temporary
Mm.
things that I can fix, or I mean not fix, but they're things that I can handle versus the real problems that I have.
Mm.
mm.
And then the pandemic happened. During the quarantine with my ex, we were fighting a lot. Even if we were
Oh,
broken up, we were still fighting. And then until one
oh
day I
boy.
was like, I'm done. I'm
He
done.
would
I
fight
don't
with you in
know.
your house.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. That
Like
that's
he was so sure. Oh, they're not gonna kick me out.
Yeah, he was that sure because he knows that I was so
Hello.
forgiving. You know,
Oh my
to
gosh.
the point that I was like, I'm done. I want you out of here. Like, pagkagising ko, wala ka na. Hindi ko na makikita yung mukha mo. Like, ganun na. And then, he was like, I mean, what did he do? He went upstairs. I think he just, slept it off. And I was left, so mad that I was not talking anymore.
Mm.
So I was so done. And then the
Yeah.
next day we were talking. It's like, oh, I'm done. Like, do whatever you want. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't even know why we're still fighting. We're not together.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
then he knew. Kasi ako, makikipag-away ako sa'yo when I care about you.
Mm,
I will still fight. I want us to fix
mm,
this. I want to fix this, even though it's a
yeah.
friendship or whatever.
Mhm.
I want to keep this friendship. But
Mhm.
at that point, I was just like, I don't care anymore. I wasn't talking anymore. I wasn't talking to him. He felt that it was so different. Kita nyo naman gano'ng kadaldalin for you to see me
Yeah.
every day and see me not talking to you. That's
Mhm.
Yeah.
weird.
Mhm.
So he felt that, and at one point he was like, "Di ba ganito naman yung cycle natin?
Oh wow.
Mag-aaway tayo. Like,
Wow,
Wait,
what the
wait,
fuck?
He
wait.
acknowledges like there's a
he
toxic
knows that.
cycle.
Okay.
And he
Wait a
he just
minute.
accepts
It's
it.
I know,
okay.
like, diba ganito tayo, like, mag-aaway. I'm sorry, it took me a while
What
to
the fuck?
realize the mistakes that I did. But then,
Yeah.
after, diba, okay na tayo, ganyan, ganyan. I was like, exactly.
Kaya nga
There's a
mag-ex na
cycle.
kayo eh.
Tapos
Exactly.
na yun
There's
eh.
a cycle. And
Yeah.
I'm done. I want out.
Yeah.
So, please, please let me go. So, ayun, after, I, I feel like that was the defining moment for me, personally,
Mm-hmm.
to end all toxic cycles, not just for him, but for like every relationship that I
Mm.
had, even with myself. I
Mm.
made it to a point where I swore to myself that if I am doing the toxic things that I was doing before, I'd check myself like, hey, you're doing this
Mm.
again. I'm not gonna say that I'm perfect, that I don't do it anymore. I still do. I do a lot of toxic things for myself.
Mm.
I tend to neglect self care a lot, and that's
Mm-hmm.
something that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the pandemic, I started realizing that because I wasn't able to run away. I was stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So from someone who was always leaving the house, now you couldn't even get me out of my house. Like I'm always here in my room, like every
Yeah.
day.
Mm-hmm.
If they wanted me to go somewhere, they would like ask me 2 days before so that I'd be
You can
sure that
fit
I
in your
can go.
schedule or.
Yeah.
That's because of work, or is this by choice?
Both actually.
That's good.
Because there are some things that I can move around, but I still choose to stay here and work.
Mm-hmm. That's good. At least it's personal choice, not because
Yeah.
you're trading something toxic for another thing that's toxic.
My work relationship.
Yeah.
No, di naman. Yun din, something that I'm trying to manage now, the time I spend working.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi it was also a coping mechanism for me during
Work.
the first few months of ECQ. I ended up opening three brands, like
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
random brands.
Yeah.
Four, I think. Yeah. And then I was working a part-time job which I turned full-time all during the ECQ.
Mm-hmm. That's
An
really good.
It was that
entrepreneur.
not that good because I was using it to run away from my problems.
Oh,
That's
never mind.
Yeah. But at least I'm honest about that to myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's
Mm.
good. It's good that you're
It's
honest.
good that you noticed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you acknowledge it, and you're doing so much better now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kayo,
Okay.
kamusta naman kayo? Hindi, joke.
You know, when we're just listening to you talk and like what we're mostly getting is you're figuring yourself out already on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Aw,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like you,
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess.
you're like, kaya may mga nuggets of wisdom ka na and all that. Like it's interesting na going out used to be how you'd cope with problems, but then since that was taken away, all you did was just improve. Like
Mm-hmm.
you grew as a person
By
because
force.
you're
By
able to
force.
cope with your problems by learning to deal with your problems like head
Yeah.
on, and now you can stay in the house all you want. you're
Yeah, and
you're immune.
it's fine. I mean, the best part about this is I think that um now I can say that I'm proud of myself for like going through
Right.
all that. Because before
Yeah.
I was so messed up. Like until now, my self-esteem. I mean, yeah, I talk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You see me uh post a lot if you know me in person, but like
Yeah, I
my
don't even know your name.
self-esteem.
Same.
Right?
Again.
Like my self-esteem is like super low, super duper low. And
Wait. Okay, good. Go on. Finish that thought first.
I mean, but and even it was just all of it was a show for what actually was happening inside. Like that, I was
Mm-hmm.
literally like just running away from my problems.
Mm.
So now, because I was forced to deal with all of that because of the pandemic, now
Yeah.
I get to like say that I'm proud of myself. I went through all that. I finally realized it. Like, it took me so much for me to realize
Yeah.
that I was doing better. Like kailangan nyo i-shake na aya, you're doing so
Mm.
Oh
No.
no!
Doxed.
She doxed
No, she
herself.
said.
She doxed herself.
No, she said I am doing much
I
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
am
yeah,
not
yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah,
better.
yeah.
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 Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
doing
Yeah.
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 All right. All right. All right. All right.
We're
I was
transitioning to the
not
end
meant to
stream right
be.
now. Like, okay,
I'm
Delete
not
mod.
meant to
delete mod. Let's go.
Next
not
week's
meant to be an
episode 2
anonymous
ulit.
guest. That was it. I don't think the whole anonymity thing is for me.
Go lang, go lang.
No one heard that, right? Did you? Did you?
No,
Yeah, no one heard that.
Yeah.
Chat, cover your
No one
ears.
heard that chat.
So I am
Mm-hmm.
doing better
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
It's
like
very good to hear.
honestly, I'm pretty sure all of us can say here that we're really proud of what you've achieved and how you like grown and how you carry yourself now.
Thank
Hindi,
you.
hindi ako proud.
Apo.
See, I thought you were friends already. Bullying me.
Inyona, you're saying you realize that here while on your time in the podcast.
What?
Hello.
For
What?
for for the podcast. Yes. for the podcast.
Yeah. Okay, you heard it here.
Wait. Oh, you had to.
Uh, just
Uh,
kidding. No, but for real, it's that whole journey, like yeah, the whole like sitcom esque living with your
I
ex,
know.
pretty fucking wild.
losing your main source of income, then transitioning to another totally unrelated business.
Mm-hmm.
This pandemic, yeah, I mean, it's long, it's been long, but even considering like a year, all this happened within a year. That's a lot to happen in the
Mm-hmm.
year.
I'm fine. I'm totally fine.
Yeah. No,
Sounds
would you
like
say
it, yeah.
when you're talking about your low self-esteem, were you referring to your past self, or would you say
Past
you
self.
still have? Oh, okay.
Mm.
Right. Well, yeah, because you're proud of yourself now. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
True.
great.
And grabe din. Exactly. I mean, for I was telling you that story. I mean, the whole pandemic thing for
Mm-hmm.
like a few minutes or an hour now. Pero when you actually get to live that, it was so hard.
Yeah. Time
Oh,
Like
time is
I, I
slower.
could I could remember I used to have really bad panic attacks that I would sleep at like 5 a.m. and then wake up at 7 a.m. because I was trembling a lot. I would wake up trembling like that. It was that bad. And
Mm-hmm.
then pagbaba ko nakita ko yung ex ko. Perfect.
I can't. Congrats for surviving.
Oh, wow.
Surviving
I
all
can't
that.
imagine that whole scenario happening to myself, and I'm okay with this.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Wow. How long did he stay in your house for?
The whole
How,
ECQ.
how
Ilang
long was
months
that?
yun? Everything just
Uh,
blurs together now for me, you
I
know?
know, I know, I know.
What
I
months
think
in
that
Michigan?
started May. No,
Uh-huh.
April, May.
Last year.
Yeah.
Still.
Mm-hmm.
How long was
Not sure if
Was it 3 months?
I think
that?
I think it
Yeah.
lasted until like June.
Damn.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Living with an ex for 3 months. Damn.
Living with the enemy. Did you read that book in high school?
Living with the enemy.
Did we read that book?
Did
I don't
you-
remember.
I didn't read that book.
Living with
It was in my locker the whole time.
Alright.
the
Honor students, by the way.
anyway.
My
Mhm.
God.
Good
I
job,
think
Inyona.
hinga lang
Mm.
Go
tayo.
on. Been talking all
We can take a break for a bit.
That was a lot of information for like an hour.
Yeah, it was.
um
That's a lot of time experience for 3 months. Hello.
are you surprised that you told us this much, or
For
is it
this
par for the
podcast.
course?
Yeah. You guys are something different. Like, it's honestly the show.
We're
Yeah.
just built different.
We're just
you
built
know?
different.
An overshare. No,
No,
not
but
No, nothing to do with that. Yeah, of course not.
We're just built different, you know.
as a psych major, personality is not real.
Well, let's tone it down a bit. Is there like something else you want to shout out as a business? Like you've mentioned the 80 sports and
Yeah, 80 sports.
like, is there anything else? Like,
yeah, we're
yeah,
going
go.
to have yeah. So from my life story to yeah, wait for our live stream on Sunday. So
Oh.
we're going to have a live stream on our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/slash
I'll put it in the comments in the
sure
chat. It's
80 sports. So we're having weekly mini tournaments for normal people like us
Mhm.
who just want a piece of the competitive action.
Mhm.
So if you want to experience a full-blown tournament without having, the pro teams backing you up, or if you're not a member of any pro teams, you can join. So
Mhm.
it
Interesting.
started when I started playing Valorant actually. Um
Okay.
and I was building the brand. It was actually it was already happening. And then I was playing Valorant. I met a lot of
Mhm.
friends. I have a personal server, and I ended up having like at least 60 people there. So
Mhm.
that was fun.
Hmm.
So that was like a compilation of like my friends. Why are you laughing?
Sorry, I'm laughing because when you said I had a personal server, I thought you meant like a butler.
That's what you were thinking. I was wondering.
Peppermint butter.
I have a personal server. His name's.
Oh god.
James James.
Since like
Oh.
she already outed herself, I can say now that that's where I met the Inyona, like through the
Yeah.
tournaments. Yeah.
Yeah. She mentioned it earlier in the
Yeah,
private.
yeah.
You don't have to be pro, right? But do you have to be good at these games?
Oh, no.
I mean, I joined.
Oh.
If you just want to join, you can join.
Laro
Okay,
na lang tayo. Tayong
Pwede.
Like after, you know.
tournament.
I think I'm done with work, so
I,
pwede, pwede.
it's an open invite, guys. It's an open invite. Chat. Just kidding.
So but yeah, it just started
Mm.
there, and then I started hosting weekly tournaments in my 8 esports page. So
Mhm.
for this week we're having Mobile Legends. Last week we had CODM. Next week I think we're going to have Wild Rift. So ikot ulit, ganun.
As someone that's been in like there for a while, there's a lot of progress, both production wise and brand wise,
Damn.
and it's so nice to watch things like
Thank
this.
Oh
I'll check it out.
Check it
no!
out. Check
This
it
one.
out, people.
Oh no, don't go to 8 esports. Don't do that. Yeah.
Esports.
Edge.
I'll,
Oh my
I'll
gosh,
keep
you
an
can
eye out
share
for your
the code.
Any
personal.
any other sponsors you want to mention?
Do you guys want to sponsor my next tournament?
Damn.
Ba yun? Ayun. Ang dami ko na-share. And
Yeah.
then, I was worried earlier. So ko, Kiran, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Parang
Yeah, and
hindi.
then you're just like, oh, okay. Actually, what I wanted to talk about is.
It's- I didn't stop for like.
That was great.
That was really great. That was really great.
Wait, if you still want to share, I mean.
Yeah. There's like
We still have time. It's still your show.
yeah.
Look,
You can talk
you
with whatever you want.
can ask me anything.
Oh, it's an
Okay.
AMA now. Let's take.
What was your exhibit about?
Oh, it was
Yeah.
a science exhibit. We were partnered with the Mind Museum.
I was gonna ask you, is it something like Mind Museum?
Yeah,
Oh.
That
They
the one
have
in.
yeah, they have traveling exhibitions. So these are totally different contents from what they have in the museum, and then
Yeah.
they have other people hosting those exhibits. And then we had like 3 exhibits, traveling exhibitions from them. We were hosting 3 of them in Okada, and we were actually going to move to a different location a month before the pandemic happened.
Mm-hmm.
We're already signing contracts. Luckily, hindi pa kami nag-turnover nung place kasi pag na-turnover na, we were gonna start construction. It's gonna drain our money for nothing. Nangyari, diba? For like a
Yeah.
year, walang. So, ayun. But it was actually sad kasi one of my parang that was one of the parang clearest moments ng career ko that I was going to be I was going to have my own exhibit for at the age of 20 something. Not gonna say
Wait, we're 18. We're 18.
at the age of 18 I'm
At
gonna have
the age of 20 something na. So future pa yun.
Oh, tama.
I'm gonna have my own exhibit kasi after hosting the one from that museum, I actually fought for this. I asked my parents that if they could give me the whole thing that I can, finally curate my own. Ask other people to help me curate my own exhibit with
Cool.
whatever science topic that I want, and they
Yeah.
gave it to me, and they allowed me to do that.
What was your exhibit gonna be about?
For the next one was going to be the same. The other one was about the coral triangle. I'm not gonna bore you with the details, but
The what
Oh,
try?
go long.
coral triangle.
Oral
Okay,
triangle.
Coral triangle, okay.
you don't know
Tapos
that.
the other one was about the teenage brain. The other one was about I think it was about aging.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and how
You can go with the details if you want, it's not boring.
Yeah.
Really?
Interesting. Yeah.
Find this
What's with the
interesting.
coral triangle? As in like coral reefs?
Yeah, there's a whole. I mean, it's not a literal triangle, but there's an area
Hmm.
I forgot
If you're passionate about
exactly
it, it's
where.
interesting.
But within Asia, and the middle part is the Philippines itself of
Yeah.
the Coral Triangle,
Mm.
and it means that we have like the richest oceans with the most corals here in the world, and no one knows that.
Mm.
And there are a lot of creatures that haven't been discovered. I mean, discovered by the public that we're showcasing there. So creatures like
That's
I don't
cool.
think I can
That's
Yeah.
that's
remember.
really
Yeah.
cool. That's really cool.
Just to
Something
share,
about the. Oh, go go. You first.
I used to scuba dive quite often.
He's a
So,
licensed diver.
well, yeah, but I mean, it's probably expired by now. But there's a time where cause we're from Nasugbu, Batangas, and like my dad partnered with this white guy to rehabilitate the coral reefs along Hawaii coast. And I accompanied them. Like there's this material called bio rock. It's a technology. Have you heard of it? It's basically like rebar that they shape into frames, right? Then they connect like baby corals all over it. Then they
Yeah.
move it and put it down to where they want the corals to grow. As they run like a weak electric current throughout the rebar, to help speed up the growth of the coral. So
Because
to
it's hard to maintain. I mean, those reefs, and especially now, they're all
yeah
dying because of what's
Mhm.
yeah
happening.
yeah yeah.
They're
So
all turning. I forgot the term, but I think it's coral bleaching.
yeah
Mm-hmm.
coral
They're turning white.
yeah.
They're
Mm.
losing their pigment. They're like dying out.
Because of the water temperature, right? That's
Yeah,
one reason. It's
because they're
crazy.
really sensitive. And
They're really sensitive.
there are. I forgot the place, but yeah. But then there's another exhibit that we have because there's three. The other one was about
Mhm.
the teenage brain.
Teenage brain. Yeah.
That one was my favorite. Obviously, kasi tinransition ko na sa kanya eh. Because
Yeah.
that I can still remember. And that I can still remember.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the I think I can still remember, but I think
Mm-hmm.
it was about how our brains develop. I think
Yeah.
you're gonna clock me for this because you're a psych major, but but I think what I can remember, the exhibit was a literal house. It looks like a literal
Yeah.
house, and it represents the parts of the brain. So
Mhm.
we
Yeah.
have the prefrontal cortex, and then we
Uh-huh.
have the what's that for the emotions?
Is
Uh,
you know what?
hey, hey,
I'm not a psych
you
major, but
I was a vet. I don't know this thing.
I'm
Oh.
actually taking my master's din nga and dev psych. It's like,
Oh,
what?
oh, so this is something you should actually know. Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
we're not studying the brain now. Is it the hippocampus? No, not hippocampus.
no, but
Thalamus? No, I don't. I'm not
um
sure.
Once
I forget.
something something.
anyway, there are different parts to the brain, like so there are parts collection of parts in the prefrontal cortex, right? That is
Yeah.
in charge of your reasoning, logic.
Mhm.
Can someone please look for the other one? Dijo? And and apparently when you're growing older, it doesn't develop all at once. I mean, when you're growing, it doesn't develop all at once.
Yeah.
The back part is the one that develops first. I
Mhm.
forgot what it's called, but it's actually related.
Occipital lobe,
I forgot,
right? 'Cause that's
but
where the eye parts are, I think.
it's
Anyway,
in
whatever.
charge.
The back part.
It's in charge of the back part is in charge of our emotions, and that is the first part. The first few parts of the brain that first develops, and so what happens is when you're growing older, when you're a teenager, diba, you always ask
An adolescent
uh,
feels
ah,
All
why
right.
yeah,
why are they so emotional? Why do
impulsive
they
also.
impulsive?
Mm.
Why don't they think about what they're doing? They always dive in head first. I mean
Mhm.
heart first. And we also when we were young we went through tons of heartbreaks that are, if you think about now, was so stupid.
Oh
And
yeah.
eh,
Oh my gosh.
there's no like
I was
logic
dumb.
to diba,
I
no
was a
logic
smart
why.
kid.
And that I love that
Mm.
exhibit because it explains a lot of my choices in life.
As a
You love it
teenager.
because it gives you a
You're an
reason.
emotional
Oh.
being.
Yeah.
When you're at that age, it actually the age for that to finish developing, I think, is until you're like 24,
Mm.
which is far considering we're just 18. So
Mm.
right.
Tagal pa, tagal pa.
I can't wait to have a fully developed brain.
Me too.
So ang fun nun. And then what we did was we explained to the children, we explained to schools, to teachers,
Dude,
to
that's so
principals as well.
important. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
it was fun. Sometimes I'd get teachers who would, hug me and tell me, "Oh, you did so good. Congratulations."
Aw.
Like, that was so
Mhm.
heartwarming. And at that time, I thought that was something I was going to be doing forever. But then,
Mhm.
I mean,
I
I can still do
mean,
it after, but like
No.
now I'm in
Yeah.
esports. I'm in a different career path.
you can
Which,
still do it.
yeah,
At least now, like like you enjoy esports, right? But at
Mhm.
least you also know that you
Yeah.
also enjoy
There's always
development.
other paths you can still choose.
Sa-
Yeah.
an
If you're
esports exhibit,
okay. Ah,
Esports exhibit. Oh,
esports exhibit.
teenage brain when they're playing esports games.
let's go.
oh, it's something new.
Part rage, one part.
Oh, but yeah, those exhibits, and there, you also had one on aging.
Yeah,
So
it's
as in
called.
like explaining also like what happens to elderly people, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I mean how to.
Mhm.
I forgot
The,
completely.
the dev psych is interested.
Yeah,
No, 'cause,
Mm.
it explains
like
yung the things that you should do for you to the myths and the truths about how to live longer,
Mhm.
the traditions that they used to do during before the
yeah,
other countries. For example, we have China, I think, wherein the emperors would literally eat gold and other
Mhm.
stones to
uh,
maintain and to keep living.
Mhm.
So,
yeah.
and then we have, I think it's from India. Not sure. Please don't block me for this, but like they would resort to some tribes would resort to cannibalism for them to live
Mhm.
longer, which is absurd
Mhm.
because your body's gonna reject it anyway. So it's just gonna defeat.
Interesting.
What's the term you use? Clock me for this?
Yeah.
What does that
Maybe,
mean?
I mean,
Like punch clock.
no, like I don't know how to explain, but like
Alright.
I don't know how to explain. Even in Tagalog, I don't know how to explain it.
So why are you using the word?
I
Hmm.
mean, but I can't. Um,
Is it like reprimand me for this? You know?
yeah.
Yeah, I kind of know like what like how you're
Yeah.
using it, but then like what's
How,
the meaning of it
Okay, guys,
exactly?
you don't use words na you know what it means, but you don't like
Come at me.
come at me,
Come on.
something like that.
Yeah.
Clock?
Yeah, clock me. I'm looking at Urban Dictionary. Let's go.
Ew.
Oh, okay.
I learned something new today. Word of the day.
Yeah.
Alright, new segment of the show. Word of the day.
Don't clock me.
Don't clock me.
Don't clock me, bro. Clock, as in don't clock me, bro. What's the definition?
Ano, bro?
Don't clock me, bro. Don't clock me.
You're clocking me right now, bro.
Square up, bro. Square up.
You're making it sound so bad.
You're clocking me right now. Guys, stop.
I told you we're friends.
Hey, don't clock me, friend.
Friend. Haha.
What?
Soon.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's interesting.
that's so great. Like, yeah, your life seems so interesting. Because I know, like, to ourselves, like, we wouldn't think our lives interesting,
And
but when you
whoever
share
told you
that,
it wasn't interesting, clock
huh?
them for it.
Yeah. If someone says your life's not, oh, we're gonna clock them.
Why are we gonna... Why do you throw fists, bro?
So
I'm so scared of Diero when he goes like...
we're gonna clock them.
Yeah. The exhibits were interesting. You said they weren't interesting.
So, like, I've never heard of like a family business na exhibits.
Actually,
And
that's something
tours.
so interesting on our end. Like, it's not a job you'd normally hear of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Diba?
And
Like
then
you
now
just
you can
go to the
expand in
Gardenia
so
factory
many
or
ways. Gardenia Factory.
Avalon Zoo and then whatever. But
Oh my
well,
god, you're in grade 7, you're going to the Gardenia Factory. I'm gonna
Oh my
get
God,
some
you
bread.
know, the best part of my parents having this business, I
Mm.
get to choose where to go.
For
Like
your
Mm.
literally,
school?
when
Like
I
when
Mm.
you
was
were
yeah,
really?
when I was a kid, like I tell them,
Eh.
can you tell principal to let us
oh,
go to
because your
Enchanted
parents were
We're
with your school?
organizing the yeah, and they were talking to the schools. They were presenting like which itineraries are best to go for this
Tapos
year.
they put yours
Insider
like
I put
information, let's go.
we
I put
recommend
my
package A.
request
Pwede ka
behind
pala
the
pwede ka pala tumakbo ng student council tas
Yeah,
go to
dude.
Hey
ano.
guys,
Oh, you
I can assure
promised
this.
Yeah.
we're going to
We're
my
go-
museum.
we're going to EK.
Go to EK, guys. We're going to EK. Vote
that
for
was
me.
fun. And then during the field trips, they would not accompany me because usually diba, you have your parents. They'd
Mm.
be busy organizing the thing. So the drivers and the tour guides would just watch over and like let's go.
Ah,
May mga bodyguard siya, pre.
So,
Oo, parang ikaw pre, may
Shut the
bodyguard sa
fuck
AK pre.
up!
bodyguards.
I got to
No,
drive
no.
with my friends because I wasn't with my parents. Like, I was
Yeah.
free.
Oh, so fun.
I
Wait,
know.
so this makes me feel like that business is pretty big. Like, are there only a few companies like that
It's
handle the
not.
tours?
There are a lot. I
There
think
are a
there.
lot. Okay.
Mm.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just happening behind the scenes. Like
Yeah.
it's just that no one.
Wait, so yeah, but so how did your parents like connection, get a connection to
Um,
your school?
I feel they've been doing this for like 15 years.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
but I
Mm.
feel
Maybe like they heard like the school
no.
admin just
I
heard
think
it now. Okay.
they took a job. My dad took a job in like a museum before.
Mm.
I think
Mhm.
that's the story of how it started, and then they opened up their own company
That's so,
eventually.
so cool.
Yeah, and to think that my parents didn't graduate
Mm.
college, and
College.
to see them
Yeah.
thrive and have a successful business for like
Right.
15 years. Just
Yeah.
imagine the paperworks,
Yeah.
Mm.
the all the hard the organization that you need
Yeah.
for that to happen. I'm really proud of them. Like
Yeah.
they
That's
inspired me a lot. That's why I'm
Mhm.
really career oriented. It's because of
yeah.
them. That's why always push myself to do out of the box
Yeah.
businesses, and that's
Wait,
why I'm in
do
esports.
your are your parents also like partnered with you sa esports thing or do they
Yeah,
do anything?
they're
Oh,
actually my partner company. The whole reason why I started esports was um for now you wouldn't see it for in schools because I'm still building the
yeah.
brand,
Mhm.
getting as much sponsors as I can
Mm.
get, followers, viewings, whatever. But eventually, the real market that we're targeting is the academic space because
Yeah.
we want. Because so far in esports now, there's just a few people in the academic space, and we want a piece of that action, and we want to bring the existing network that we have from our parent company, and bring it to 8 esports, and just use that and give them a space to conduct their tournaments. And eventually we're going to expand this to other companies like us. So our mission here is not just to put out tournaments. What I wanted to do originally, and what they agreed to do with me, was to give the whole educational tourism industry a pandemic glow up, a pandemic
Hmm.
proof source of income, something that not just us but the whole industry can do, even though there's a pandemic. Because we're not just one company who was affected.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
There's a lot. There's like
Mhm.
600 plus here in Manila alone. So like, and other than that, we have tour guides, we have bus drivers, their families.
Mhm.
So these are people that we really wanted to help, and that's something that I got from my parents as well. They are really really nice people. They always want to help people, and if I end up being like a jerk and just keep doing things for money, not that,
Mm.
no shame, but like if I end up being that person, I'm gonna feel bad because I'm not
Mm.
living up to their to what you know
Yeah.
to their example. So yeah, ang dami ko.
Very, very noble of you to have like
Yeah.
other people in mind during your path to
Because
success.
they were the ones who helped us for the past 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's it's only logical for us to be able to help them. It saddens my parents so much that we
Mm-hmm.
couldn't help the tour guides.
Ah,
Our tour guides have been working for us for like 15 years already.
yeah.
I had tour guides when I was in kindergarten. They're still there. Like they're still running. I mean they're still working for my parents until now. So these are people that you really want to take care of. And in business, if you don't take care of your people, you're gonna fail because they're helping you. They're the backbone of your business.
Yeah, the back.
It's only
Mhm.
fair.
That's a really good mindset. And I think I'd have to disagree na it's a logical thing because if it's a logical thing, I
A lot
feel
of
like a lot of people would do it.
yeah,
Yeah. It's logical din naman na to take care of your employees. It's just that there's so many greedy companies.
See,
yeah.
they want the bottom line. They want the bottom line.
Yeah.
And you can't blame them for that.
Mm.
Pero
I
it
think you
doesn't.
can. I think you can blame them for
No,
that.
no, 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 no. No.
Blame them for being
Oops. Take to
self.
direct. Actually, you can blame them for that. Kasi yeah, you're right. Because at the end of the day, it's much more expensive and
Mm.
not it's not that cost efficient to
Mm.
always put them in mind. Pero especially for
No,
a service
it's very
business like
noble.
us, it's not gonna happen if they're not there.
It's actually
Mhm.
there's research that it's actually costly to treat your employees like garbage in the long
Really?
run. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Right.
I mean, it's gonna
This is
lead
the
to like
this is the
really
marketing major
turnover.
now.
Let's go.
Oh, okay, let's get out of here. Keep going.
And he says he can't contribute shit in the show.
Kailangan lang pala ng tamang setting.
Yeah.
Dapat pala binulungan niyo ako kanina eh.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, 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 no. It's okay.
Ayun na naman.
Ayan.
Ano nangyari?
Ayan. Na
Ayan.
naman.
Nice
Yeah,
try,
no,
nice
no,
try.
no.
NT, NT.
The whole anonymity thing is not for me.
I'll just remove the cover right now.
Let people see. Hindi. Pero,
Face reveal. Last 10
face
minutes. Yeah, but yeah.
yeah, pero thank you then for letting me,
Mhm.
guest. I'm having fun. And
Mhm.
for someone who has a lot to say and no one to talk to, because I'm alone here, this is fun.
Mhm.
This is fun.
Right.
Yeah, we're glad you enjoyed.
And I like how the whole thing is like the way you're talking about. You told us your story, the pandemic, all the hardship, and then like the turning point and how you like grew
Mhm.
as a person, and then now like you're talking about like how you and your parents like to help other people and all that. Wala lang. I like it's like one whole like story, one arc.
And the
Now where
linear arc.
you're learning to help yourself, and then now you're in a good place where you can help other people.
It's your anime protagonist arc. Where she improves a lot.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, anime. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I know you know a lot about me now, but there's still so much
Mm,
more to me that
There's
I
still a
don't
lot to
think,
learn.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
I mean,
you're
of course, and I'm also fronting the good sides. And
yeah.
you have to keep that in mind. I'm also telling you the good and positive sides and the good things that has happened that have has happened to
Mhm.
me before and now. But syempre, there are bad days and there are
Yeah, of
bad days
course.
in
course.
you na.
Don't discredit all the
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
all the
Discredit
stuff
it.
you shared with us,
Yeah.
because those good things are still there.
Good things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, diba? You didn't want to talk about the bad things. That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
That's fine.
Still, the good stuff's still part of you,
Mhm.
And
Very, very
syempre, you
fun.
can't really paint an entire and accurate picture of yourself in just
In 2
2
hours.
hours, right? Talking to
Mhm.
previously strangers and
Now we're
Kaylin.
friends. Hey.
No,
I'm a
no,
stranger.
yeah.
I'm a stranger.
So yeah, no, this is good. Like, yeah, don't worry. Like, I know, I'm sure you're also a piece of shit sometimes, but
Yeah.
we all can be,
We all
right?
are. Yeah.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
take the good
it
with the
doesn't.
bad.
and I hate people who just can't admit that they're
They've been a
pieces of
bad
shit.
person once in a while.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm not. I was
You've
saying
never
you
been a
are.
bad
I'm
person.
not.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
perfect.
These are the type of people.
Are you gonna clock me now?
We're getting back to that one.
Those are
You're
those
you're
type
gonna
of
get
people. Cause
clocked.
I really want to clock them. You know, I want to clock them really so much. If you don't think you're a piece of shit, I'm gonna clock you. Better watch out.
Stop.
Why does it sound so bad when you say it?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
The way you say it. You used it.
It sounds different.
I'm saying it to the act. I'm gonna clock you.
Is that your new tagline?
Yeah.
Nasa title yun, don't clock me for this.
Oh no.
Dude, that's the title for podcast. Don't clock me for this.
Is that gonna be the official new title?
Yeah, I think don't clock me for Oh, and we can call ourselves the like coral triangle because we're three.
Oh my god.
Don't clock me for this, Colin. Hosted
Coral
by the
Tri-
Coral Triangle.
Mind blown.
Let's go.
Using their teenage minds. Also, they're aging.
They're aging hard.
Hey. That's me.
Oh man.
Damn. Tapos may
This is
patent. May patent lahat.
How much do I have to pay? I almost
Every
said your
time you
name.
say it, you have to pay. You have to pay.
May
in
royalties.
Yona.
May
Yeah, she
in
has
Euro sa
royalties.
atin.
Yeah, so after this, Mapa, I found us another income stream.
I know.
Damn.
I'm proud of you, daughter. Awesome. This podcast is all. Or so it's really a podcast now. That's the first episode. You weren't even sure if you're gonna.
You should call yourself, yeah.
So it's a
Just call it
podcast.
I think it's just a podcast.
Podcast.
Cash.
Yeah.
Cash.
Podcast. Sorry.
I'm having so much fun. Like
Yeah.
I came home tired and all, but it's fun. It was
Yeah.
nice talking to you.
Aw,
and
thank
Yona.
you.
We were lucky we had a fun guest as well, you know.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, just
But
because
we're
my
lucky
other
to
guest
have-
canceled doesn't mean they weren't gonna.
Ano?
I'm just kidding.
Uy,
I'm kidding.
Wala ko sasabi, Kaylin. Grabe.
Yeah.
Drama?
Yo.
Drama?
Hindi mo
Siyempre, we
kasama-
should remember that most of the credit should go to us three.
Tapos no? Tayong tatlo ni Inyona kasi hindi masyado nagsalita si Kaylin.
True. I'm just here doing like moving stuff.
Why is the prod guy in, like the string na Joke lang.
Grabe.
Joke lang.
Wala na. Mawawala na lang siya sa call bigla.
I just disappear.
Can I move the podcast to like the esports page?
Alright.
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 She's stealing
This
it.
is the
She's
new coral triangle.
Joke lang.
I mean, if you want to have us there, it's fine.
Fourth
Wait,
member.
guys.
Don't stop me for this.
Oh no.
Well, it's fun, right? Oh, I'm glad you had
it's
fun.
fun.
Like, grabe. I like that. I'm sure, like, because you're coming into this, you're expecting, oh, what sad thing am I gonna talk about with
Yeah.
these boys? Then got
Yeah,
to share quite-
emotions aren't all sad, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, diba? It's about your emotions. Like, yeah.
What the hell are you talking about? What happened to me was sad.
I mean, the ending of it was hopeful.
I mean the energy of
Yeah.
our talk is not like all sad.
Yeah, like maybe you're expecting like some more like feels you like dapat
Mm.
may
No.
beer nakasama.
Maybe you're nakasama.
Nakakatuwa din kasi I'm laughing about it now.
Yeah.
If you did this like a few months ago or last year, baka umiiyak pa ako dito.
Yeah, yes. Because this is like really something. Yeah, like you've
It's
you've
perspective. It's
overcome-
perspective.
You've grown a lot. You've grown a lot.
Yeah.
You've grown a lot. You're in a different place now in your journey.
And then let's do a second guesting wherein like
Oh.
where is she now? Like,
Oh,
tapos
Oh,
ang messed up na pala.
we're not inviting you back.
Oh.
Don't you know that?
Oh,
Yeah.
Funny
I was
night.
gonna.
I was
Yeah.
going to force myself into the show again.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
Hey,
it's kind of weird that you're assuming now. We're
Yeah.
gonna-
Yeah.
this is actually me like hinting. Guys, next week, paki-clear, please.
I mean,
Right.
if you want to guest back, it's fine.
Yeah. Like.
Or if you want to send a story, like your
Yeah.
suggestions.
Oh. Speaking of stories, Diero, you do it.
Oh yeah.
May story tayo.
No. I mean, let them know.
Oh,
Wait.
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Speaking of story.
Show now.
All right. So if you're watching this, I'm already dead.
All right.
Did you catch that? Inyona, did you see that? Hear that joke? That's an
The
inside
bit-
joke from last
The
episode.
bit.
Did you catch
Are
that?
you gonna
Nah.
repeat this every time?
Please don't. Please don't.
So yeah, just want to give credit. Inyona, before the show started, gave a really great suggestion. For those of you who want to guess but are hesitant about actually talking to us and showing your camera and all of that and allotting time, the time slot 8 to 10
Not
Friday night.
Overshare
you're-
like me.
work. And Yona suggested, and we all agree, the boys in the coral triangle has agreed. We are you can submit your stories, like your life stories, any life story you want to share with us, and we're gonna read one or two, depending. We'll see how it goes, but we'll read a couple or we'll read one. The next episode, or on days we don't have a guest, and then we'll just talk about the story, give our insights.
Where do they submit these stories?
Where did they submit?
Or they can email
I
it
think-
to me, or I'll make a drive in the future.
Or you can make like a Curious Cat account.
Oh.
Curious Cat?
Is that still working?
I think it's still
Jesus.
working, but
Are you really 18 years old?
Siguro message the page or something.
Yeah,
Page
yeah.
for private.
I mean, if you're watching this, you probably
They'd
know
have to
Caleb.
make a different account to protect their anonymity from you guys. See?
Oh yeah.
oh, you're
like,
right.
yeah.
You mean you're okay?
Or just I mean, email works fine.
Right. Yeah. And then you can use a pen name or whatever when you submit it, and we'll read it. And then we'll talk about it. Yeah. So what are we gonna call that? Like, I don't know. Your
Dear Diero.
Dear Diero.
Yeah.
Let's call it Dear Diero.
that's right. Dear Diero. Because I'm gonna read it, and then
Yeah. I'm gonna make a whole segment for you. It's okay.
Dear Diero. Our new Dear Diero segment. All right.
Yep.
Nice.
And yeah, and if you missed it, our show is officially called na. I forget.
Don't clock me for this. Featuring the coral triangle.
No.
But also, if you do have suggestions for what you can rename your show, unless stream along is also nice.
Yeah.
But if you think another name is more fitting for us for the show, just message Kayla and email or whatever. I don't know.
Just don't call it the Coral Triangle. Just
What's wrong with
anything's
the
fine. Just don't.
What's wrong with the coral triangle?
Coral Triangle. It's like the most corals in the Philippines or something. I don't know.
In the world.
Like a-
In the world.
In the world.
Oh, speaking
And
of,
it's
did
rough.
you know that like the Philippines has one of the highest endemic species count?
What?
Like
At one point, until now ba?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Endemic
Sa
and
lahat-
indigenous, yeah.
Sa gobyerno pa lang, daming klaseng hayop.
Okay, dude.
Ooh.
bro.
Okay, dude. Okay, dude.
Whatever.
We're ending stream. We're
Kill
ending
it, kill it,
stream.
kill it,
We're
kill
cutting
it.
it. We're cutting it. We're cutting the stream.
I didn't say
Ah,
what government.
it's gone. It's gone. Stream's gone.
Should I? I'm sorry. We're not
Someone
political.
please mute me. Can someone
Sorry.
please mute me?
Okay.
Ganito.
Oh no.
Oh
I
no.
know.
Sa MMDA, dami ng klaseng buwaya.
Stop. Stop.
I'm just joking.
It's joke. It's joke.
It's joke. It's joke only. It's joke
For legal
only.
purposes, it's a joke.
Yeah. I think we should end soon, guys, because
Oh yeah, but any comments, Kaylin? Anyone want to share anything? Have any questions?
Is anyone still here?
Are we still doing question of the day? We did that
We
last
didn't have
time,
a
right?
question.
We didn't have a question.
Oh,
We didn't
yeah.
have
I had something related to the last topic, but I don't want to bring it up. Yeah.
No, all right.
Not anymore.
No, I mean it was related to the topic that we were supposed to talk about.
Ah,
The-
with the-
yeah.
All right.
That was the thing,
Next time.
When the other person's ready.
But yeah, when that person's ready.
Yeah. Alright.
I don't know if she's ever gonna come back. If she'd still want to talk about that
About that.
issue. Yeah.
Then we move past it.
Yep. Just in case, I don't know. We haven't spoken in a while after she said she'd cancel. Oh well.
Mm.
Were you saying something in Yona?
No.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure you were
For the
saying
first
something.
time. For the first time.
For
Wala
the
akong
first
masabi.
time tonight. Yeah,
Yeah.
this podcast leaves you speechless. You heard it here, folks.
I know.
You first.
Mm-hmm.
In the stream along. All right. So if no questions from the comments, from chat, what do we do? How do we end this?
Closing remarks.
Don't
Who
forget
wants
to
close
follow
out?
our page.
Yeah.
I've been posting your page like every time someone asks it. Yeah, just there.
Don't forget to
Thank
follow her page.
Yeah.
Participate in the tournament if you guys want.
If you
We might-
follow, if
It's
I
pretty
reach
big time, She has a personal server.
Yeah, she does have a personal server.
I hate you.
It's not a yaya, ha?
It's a
Server. It's like a butler, guys.
Like a butler, apparently.
It's not a yaya, it's a server.
Gosh, oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Tapos kanya lang yun.
Personally.
Personal.
Like
no, no.
says, oh, who's that? Oh, it's nothing. It's personal. It's personal. Then she doesn't talk about it. Oh, jeez. All right, I think it's right about time that we go.
Ito totoo na, no? Thanks for having me, guys.
Mhm.
Thanks for
Thanks for being here. Yeah.
Grabe. Like right, you're kind of winding down like with one part of your story 1 hour in, but then look, now it's almost 10 o'clock.
Mm.
Gotta
Yeah.
talk about so much. Thanks for
Mhm.
sharing part of your life, like a slice of yourself with us.
Mhm.
It was great. Great to meet new people, to learn about, to talk about feelings. Both both positive, negative feelings, all kinds of feelings, emotions. Yep, and got to learn more about, what's this? About how tours work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Something
Right.
I
Don't clock me for this.
don't clock me for this. Don't clock me for
Don't
this.
clock me
But
for
there's something I'd like to leave the viewers with, because Inyona mentioned that she talked about mostly the good things,
Mhm.
and she omitted a lot of the bad things as well. But I mean, she did talk about. But so the way I see it, every life is a pile of good things and bad things. The good things don't always soften the bad things, but vice versa. The bad things don't necessarily spoil the good things or make them unimportant. So always remember that all these experiences, they matter kahit anong mangyari.
Yep.
Aw. Perfect.
Mm,
And thank you for this show, for giving people like me a chance to realize that and talk about that. And seeing you guys, your reactions to my stories, it validates me. And that's something that your show gives, validation.
Mm.
And especially for sorry, but for guys, it's really hard to find
Yeah.
Yeah.
a platform like this
Yeah.
to talk about things like this. And
Okay.
although kahit babae ako, obviously, medyo, kung hindi halata babae
I
ako,
didn't know, you know? Like I
We
never
didn't talk about
assume.
that.
You did assume.
Awesome.
I had an opportunity to guest, and
Mm.
I'm looking forward to watching a lot
Ah.
more men opening up, just like how you guys did last time.
Mm-hmm.
That we can actually have a really, literally a safe space for you guys to open up. Tsaka fourth member.
I mean,
Uh,
it's not a triangle if there are
Or a
4
square.
members.
Oral square.
Where
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ano ba? Thank you for sharing with us your life journey, and thank you for making us a part of it. Na you're considering us as friends.
Yeah.
Looking forward to more interactions with you. Hopefully, this would not be the last time, and yeah, guess we can consider you a part of the square. Na.
The square.
It's not her original name anyway. Yeah, I just want to add nga, no, one of the first things you said nga, was how there are people that we meet, diba, in life. There's always like reason behind the
Mhm.
timing of things, timing of, diba, meeting
Mhm.
people. And well, I think this is a good time for us to meet you, and it was a
Mhm.
good time for you to share all this.
Aw.
Speaking of
Um,
timing, right? You weren't even supposed to guess today, but we did.
Really? Yeah, oo nga.
Yeah,
Parang
diba?
ako nagulat. Oo
Ba't
nga.
ka nagulat?
Maybe
Yeah,
diba?
yeah, yeah. I forgot.
Maybe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I had 2 events that were moved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Timing,
Yeah, and
timing.
Exacto.
timing.
Perfect.
Timing.
There are
Speaking
certain
of
people
time,
put in your life for a certain purpose. Yeah.
speaking of
Oh,
time,
I had notes on that. Where are they now?
Mm.
really?
speaking of
Yeah.
time, don't clock me on this, but it's 10 o'clock already.
Yeah, and we're gonna end. We're gonna end soon.
Right. Are you ending? Because I want to wave before you end.
So, I can do a whole spiel if you want. So you can. You just keep waving.
Okay.
Good night,
watching
chat.
this,
Thanks for
I'm
watching,
already
everyone.
dead.
Catch us again next week, and maybe if you have like we said a while ago, if you have stories or if you don't specifically want to come onto the show but you still want to share something, you can email them to me or you can send them to the page. And yeah, we're signing off. Good night. Thanks for watching. Stay happy. Stay healthy.
Pee pee poo poo.